The lead at the top of the championship is just 3 points, and George Russell could take the lead in the drivers' standings in this weekend's race, but he might have to do it fighting a grid penalty. Hello folks, welcome back to Mercedes here on F1 Manager. My name's Aaron, and as I mentioned, I'm managing Mercedes. And we are gearing up for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, not the season finale. We've still got 4 races remaining after this, I think. And as it stands, in the Drivers' Championship, the gap is just 3 points. Thanks to George Russell's brilliant victory in Qatar in the last episode. Mercedes have won the last 4 races, George Russell winning 3 of them. Lewis Hamilton, of course, winning in Singapore. He is 46 points behind the Dutchman, and a distant shot for the championship. It's still mathematically possible, of course, for Lewis to win the title, but it's a uphill struggle for the 7-time world champion to make it 8. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, George Russell might be able to take the championship lead today, but he might have to do it fighting a grid penalty. And just sort of beforehand, before recording, I was going through to have a look at the situation with his power units, and then I found this screen, which basically tells me I don't really need to do it yet, and I probably didn't need to do it with Lewis in the last episode. So you've got all your parts of the power unit, and it just tells you what's going on. So, okay, we don't have the most powerful engine, in fact, the least powerful engine, but our power loss threshold is the best of anybody. So the Red Bull power unit starts losing performance once it hits 85% wear remaining. So it only gets 15% at its optimal power outage, as does the Ferrari. It gets 80% of its 95% of power, although that's all relative. I mean, we're pretty good. Our thermal resistance is really good, so we don't need to do too much on engine cooling in the car development. Fuel efficiency, we are 3rd best. But yeah, basically this screen tells me that we don't need to do power unit penalty today for George Russell. So what I might do then is save it for the next race in Austin, where apparently it's going to rain on the Saturday. No rain expected in Abu Dhabi, shock. So I'm going to go through practice and see where we are, and then I'll come back to you ready for qualifying. Easily into Q3 then, and big news, Max Verstappen has a grid penalty, so we're going to have fresher power unit components than the Dutchman in the closing races, at least with George Russell. Lewis Hamilton will have those more used parts from Qatar, but we're absolutely in the fight. Verstappen will be starting behind us come what may, well, unless we absolutely make a mess of Q3. So let's dive into the final part of qualifying and see what we can produce. Going to send George Russell now, follow the Ferrari, and then Lewis Hamilton can follow George Russell. Hopefully both drivers will benefit from a slipstream down the 2 back straights here, which is extremely beneficial. Right, let's see what the first sectors say. Hamilton actually with the fastest first sector of 17.9. Russell also a 17.9, but I think Perez is going quicker. Russell slightly slower than his teammate in the middle sector. And Hamilton does go a 10th.5 quicker, but I think Perez is about to go a little bit faster still. Hamilton was fastest in the final sector. Here's Sergio Perez. He splits the 2 Mercedes. Goes second fastest on a used set of tyres. Interestingly there. Here's Verstappen's on and out lap. Let's see where he ends up. I'm not particularly sure what happened to Verstappen, but he's only 9th and has a grid penalty. So there goes Perez. We're going to follow him out and set our final lap times. Alright then, here we go. Final qualifying laps in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen has set a personal best first sector. I'll keep an eye on his times. Perez is fastest of anybody in the first sector. We're not improving. So Perez might be about to snatch pole position. Another personal best for Verstappen, who has got new power unit components. Russell avoids the traffic of the McLaren, as does Hamilton. Middle sector, not an improvement for George or for Lewis. What is going on here at Mercedes? We're not improving. Sainz has gone second fastest. Perez, I'm sure, is about to go to the top of the times. We need to improve in the final sector. Perez does go fastest. Russell stays fourth. Hamilton stays second. Our final laps were rubbish. Verstappen has gone fifth and will drop back from there. But we've still got a Red Bull ahead of us, which is incredibly annoying. Strategy set then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Starting George Russell on a set of softs, Lewis Hamilton on a set of mediums. And it's a very simple medium, soft, soft combination that we've gone for. George will be going to mediums in the middle stint, finishing on softs. Lewis will be going to the softs after his first stint on mediums, all the way to the end. We've underfueled. The driver options are set. We've seen Lewis make some good starts from P2 in the past, most notably 2014 and 2021, where he took the lead on both occasions. Although it doesn't quite work like that sometimes in F1 Manager. Maybe he'll get another good start and can take the lead from Perez. We need to get Russell up there. I believe it's Sainz in P3. So we need to get him up there and see if we can take the lead in this championship from Max Verstappen. Let's do a motor race. Alright, it's twilight in Abu Dhabi. There are 5 red lights. Hamilton's angling his car towards the Red Bull. The lights are out, the race is on. Russell immediately pulling out, but Hamilton, I think, has been jumped by Sainz. He's trying to get back up the inside, is Lewis. I think he might have just beaten the Ferrari to it. They're still side by side. Let's jump on board with Lewis Hamilton. Can we get the inside line for turn 5? We can. And now I think we're going to be chasing the Red Bull. We are indeed, and we'll get George Russell driving in clean air to see if we can get him past the Ferrari as well. He's actually dropped back there because of the funky line he took. He's lost a second through that chicane. What on earth was he doing? Alright, DRS is enabled. Hamilton has dropped outside a second of Sainz, but Russell, sorry, of Perez, but Russell is within DRS of Sainz, so we're going to get him. He's already driving in clean air. And I think with the DRS, well, Sainz with the defence, and Russell is denied the overtake. We're going to go high aggression on the overtake here. We'll get another shot of DRS. Hamilton's actually got DRS on Perez as Russell goes through. Alright, here we go. Driving in clean air. DRS active. Hamilton to the outside. They're wheel to wheel through the chicane, and Lewis Hamilton takes the lead but doesn't have the DRS. He's just about holding off the Red Bull. Let's watch this again. Down the outside, there was almost a little bit of contact there. Just left enough room for each other. Perez not able to drive like a bus this time around in Abu Dhabi, and Lewis cuts across to secure the position. Verstappen is having to deal with Leclerc. Verstappen started on softs. I think used softs as well, because either he's really gone for it. We've got a yellow flag, and that is a Lando Norris out of the race and a safety car, which is good news for our fuel, because we'll recover a load of fuel. The AI will recover plenty of fuel as well. Let's see what happened to Lando Norris. Has he collected his teammate in this, or is he's just lost the rear end and smashed out of the race? That's not good news for McLaren fans. Hamilton in the lead then as the safety car comes out. Logan Sargent is stuck behind the safety car. The safety car was in the pit lane, and I thought, why is it not on the track? And there was a car behind it, and everybody else is pitting except us. Sargent is let through by the safety car. Right, we're going to be behind the safety car. We've stuck to our strategy here. Perez has gone to hards. Verstappen, they've all gone to hard tyres except Zhou. So, yeah, this strategy game just got a little bit interesting. To start getting on with it, we'll go balanced on the fuel. Lewis Hamilton leads them away then. Zhou Guanyu is in 3rd place. We need to not fight teammate and then just disappear. And hopefully Zhou can be a bit of a buffer for us. In fact, is George Russell still on driving clean air? He's not. But he is under pressure from Zhou. Maybe we should have boxed George. But we're sticking to our guns, and Lewis Hamilton is absolutely tearing away here. George needs to push and stay with his teammate. Perez has actually got past the Alfa Romeo and now can be very bothersome. What's going on with George? He's not deploying any, he's still on harvest. That's why. That's why he's so slow, and that's why he's losing 2nd place here to the Red Bull. Tyres are getting a bit hot for him. But Zhou is holding the Ferrari of Sainz and the Red Bull of Verstappen back. It's allowing us to open up a little bit of a gap. Hamilton almost a second in the lead. Alright, Perez has caught up again. So what I'm going to do is ask Lewis to rarely defend. And then George can now fight his teammate. So hopefully what will happen here is George will go through. Lewis now don't fight teammate. And George can hopefully pick up the pace. And we can start moving away from Perez. We've got 5 seconds on Verstappen. Lewis, I'm just going to get you to top up a wee bit. But this strategy is very, very in the balance. We probably need to just cool the tyres a bit as the Red Bull takes the lead. We're actually dropping Verstappen here. He's not got DRS. He's all on his own and just doesn't have the pace as Russell retakes the lead with DRS. So it's going to be a big... Well, I say a big scrap. It's obviously going to be a big scrap, but it's going to swing this way and that before we get some clear, definitive answers. And we've got 3 different tyre compounds and 3 different strategies all in play here. So you've got Russell on softs that are about to need changing. Perez has already swapped a set of softs for hard tyres. And Lewis Hamilton's on a set of mediums that he started the race on. And we just need to bring the pace down a little bit with Lewis to make sure that we can get to the pit window. We've got a yellow flag. Who's falling down the order? It's Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, George Russell into the pit lane, but once Perez passed us, he cleared off. At the moment, Red Bull have the advantage in terms of tyres, but we are going to have the long-term play, hopefully. Russell's going to come out in an awful lot of traffic. He's actually coming out in 16th place. Maybe the decision not to pit is really going to hurt us here. There's a real chance that we're going to have to overtake a lot of cars to catch the Red Bulls later on. Let's get the tyres up to temperature. In comes Hamilton, having lost the position to Verstappen. But now we're going to be on soft tyres to the end. One more stop to make. Where does Lewis pop out? Is he going to pop out behind George? I think he will. He's going to come out behind Sargent or just ahead of the Williams. Okay, so now he can go and get Stroll and Alonso. Russell is overtaking Kevin Magnussen. And we're starting to make our way forwards again. What's the gap to the leader? 20 seconds, almost 20 seconds. 22.3 for Lewis. Hamilton now passes the Aston Martins. And this lot, all on hards, will just have no answer for new softs. Look at the difference in tyre wear. They'll be pitting again soon. This might just come straight back to us. Both drivers are at peak confidence. Things you love to see. And Russell has cleared Bottas. He's now going to catch Ocon. And all of this lot, until he gets to Albon, are all just on their own sitting ducks. And the same for Hamilton, who's now challenging his old mate Bottas. So a lot of overtaking to be done, but we are all good. So we're going to just go standard on the tyres there, stop them getting too hot. There's Hamilton. He's actually directly behind Russell now. Ocon fighting back. Let's well, Ocon has decided that he does want to scrap with us, and that I don't appreciate because it's just going to slow us down. Right, we're just setting this overtake up with Russell. We didn't get it done the first time. Piastri seems to be very quick on the straights, but in the braking zone we're just going to push our way through. Hamilton can now have a go as well. Going to keep Russell deploying just to close the gap on Gasly. Russell has caught Leclerc. Going to get him to harvest 2. And then we'll just deploy along the back straight. There we go. Driving clean air. Both. There's so much to do. So much to do. Russell with DRS down the outside. Thanks for coming, Charles Leclerc. Lewis Hamilton. This time he gets the job done on Alex Albon. Now he will have to catch Leclerc. Russell has his eyes set on Carlos Sainz. What's the tyre situation like? Well, we are approaching our pit stop, but so must the AI be. Those hards have gone a long way, and we are 10 seconds off the lead. Hopefully, we pit after the AI. I know we'd give them an undercut, but actually I want to see what they go on to and see if we can spice up the strategy a bit more, because we're now basically with them and we've all got one more stop to make. I mean, do we need to beat Perez? No, as Hamilton actually overtakes Leclerc with DRS. There we go. Job done. Those soft tyres really working well. I think Hamilton could be a real threat. Verstappen is in. He's gone to mediums. Okay, that's interesting because I'm sure the rest of the AI will now all go to mediums. What's going to be put on the McLaren of Piastri? It is a set of mediums. So they are going soft, hard, medium. We've still got 20 laps to go, and we're going to softs at the end. So we could be a real danger. Like I was saying, we don't need to beat Perez. We just need to finish ahead of Verstappen. And Russell can then, depending on the size of the points difference, Russell might be taking the lead of the World Championship today. We're going to be okay. So we're going to go aggressive on the tyres. Hamilton, are we still... Don't fight, teammate. Yes, we are. After the final pit stop, I'm going to take that off and just let them fight, because at the moment there's no need for us to be fighting as Perez comes in. He's gone for a set of softs. That's interesting. That must be a new set. Has to be a new set. Leclerc, also a set of softs. Is it new ones for Perez? It is fresh softs. Hamilton into the pit lane. Hopefully he comes out ahead of the Ferraris. A good pit stop. Let's see. Oh, he's going to be side by side with Leclerc. He will get the DRS here. Let's push with the fuel. Driving clean air will now allow the teammates to fight. Oh, that was almost contact. Russell, is he closing the gap? I don't really think so. I mean, he hasn't done a full flying lap yet. Leclerc did a 24.7, a 24.5 for Verstappen, 24.8 for Perez. Russell, 25.1. Leclerc really on it. He sets the fastest lap. In fact, Russell has just lost the position to Leclerc, but that's okay. The Ferrari can pull us along here, hopefully. Perez is fighting Verstappen. I wonder if Red Bull will use team orders, because surely it's a no-brainer. You don't let Perez win the race. You allow Verstappen to win this race. Well, Red Bull have not issued team orders, but Verstappen is right on the back of Perez. Russell is 11 seconds back in third place, so we might actually find ourselves losing 3 points to Verstappen. But, I mean, honestly, that's not terrible because, I mean, if he won the race, we'd lose 10 points. Even that wouldn't be the end of the world. For Hamilton, though, it's very much make or break time because he needs to make up ground in the championship fight. So we need to catch the Ferrari of Leclerc. That switch to hard tyres has definitely helped the AI. We haven't ended up with such an offset towards the end as I anticipated. Hamilton has closed the gap to Charles Leclerc. George Russell has been catching Verstappen, although he's just put in a 25.3 in response. Hamilton, I'm going to get you to harvest. Now I'm going to get you to deploy. Drive in clean air, which he is already doing. And then hopefully we'll go past the Ferrari into the braking zone. There we go. Did we get DRS? Yes, we did. And crucially, we will get ahead. We have got a late safety car here. I mean, shades of 2021. At 54, Ocon has crashed out.
Safety car.
Albon pits. So this is going to bring us right up with the Red Bulls. I wonder if we'll get the chance to attack them. I was just going through to the end. We weren't really closing quickly enough. Nowhere near so. But this, it's going to give us half a chance. But the length of safety car periods in F1 Manager, it might just finish under safety car. Are we going to get a restart? We're on lap 55, 56 now. I don't think we will. And if we do, it will be... If we do, it's going to be one lap. Are we going to get it? We're going to get one racing lap at the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And with this, we could potentially... Well, we might as well just attack on the tyres, deploy the battery, and go for it.
Just stay close to it.
I mean, we haven't boxed for fresh tyres, but we've got a chance. Perez has got more tyres than us, but we just need to beat Verstappen. If we can get both cars past Verstappen on this lap, then George Russell will be leading the World Championship. So here we go. Race resumes for one final lap.
So one more lap.
Here we go. This will be a one-shot wonder if we can even get close enough. But Verstappen looks very close to Perez. I don't think he's... We're not close enough to make this move. But Verstappen is looking like he wants to take the win from his teammate. Hamilton almost crashing into the back of Russell. And I don't think we're going to get any changes in position here. No, Perez is going to lead them round to win the race. Russell's going to finish on the podium. Hamilton's going to lose 5 points to Verstappen. We lose 3 with George.
Okay, so we've taken the
I mean, we could have taken the lead in the championship in this race, but we haven't. But it's the very least amount of points he could have gained on us in terms of where the car's paces are at. So not a disaster. There's still 4 races to go. George will take a grid drop in the next race and then have that extra power to hopefully catch Verstappen for the rest of the season. Championship picture, 6 points now the lead. Hamilton is so that's now 52 points behind, I think, if I can add up correctly. Looks like it's 52 to me. So that's 2 race wins with the fastest lap and Verstappen not scoring. I think after the race in America, Texas, we make a decision. If Hamilton doesn't win it, he backs George for the title. I think that's the way we have to go. Constructors' Championship, Red Bull do close the gap a little bit on us, but we're still... So it's 29 points in the lead for Mercedes. So, Perez gets his first win of the season. Really, it should have been Verstappen, but Red Bull didn't play the team orders game. Maybe that's something they should add in for next year's version of this game. If you enjoyed that wild ride that was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe for more F1 Manager content. Thanks very much for watching. You're the best fans. I'll see you in Texas. Bye for now.